morning. Okay, so it is Tuesday. I didn't stop and talk yesterday. I have been a little overwhelmed and hesitant in a lot of the stuff that's going on. There is so much to do. So much to do. And I feel a lot of pressure. Financial pressure and just physical pressure and mental pressure to get things done. So been a little bit of a struggle, but I feel like I'm coming to the other end of that, which is good. Friday, I had a home inspector come and look over the house and give me a report. So Friday, Sunday, and Monday, I was kind of looking at the things that have left to be done. A couple of the items that he brought up that I wasn't aware of, I still need to figure out how to address. And some of the other things, I mean, they're just things that I fully well know, and they're in process to work on. I still have some consultations that I need to do, a plumbing consultation, a roofing consultation, I think a foundation consultation, because one of the things he said is that there's no sump pump in the basement, which, yeah, there's not, but I didn't know. Like, that's a thing that needs to be there. So I'm pretty sure a foundation company should have that capacity. I don't know who does sump pumps. Like I don't know. So I'm gonna have to research and learn about that. So I have some consultations to do, and then there's just a long list of things to do. Okay, going through the list of things that have yet to be done on the house. It's a long list, so I'll try and be brief. Let's start at the top. Chimney. Some flashing underneath one of the windows, roofing over the garage, pressure washing the outside, redecking the porch, removing vegetation from the sides of the house and especially near the power internet lines that are coming into the house. I would like to remove the satellite dishes that are on the porch. I think they're hideous and they're not in use, so take those down. Backyard vegetation and shoring up the fence. Garage door needs replaced. I have an idea about that. I think it's gonna be super cute and useful and not as bad as like a new garage door. Side door, I need to finish installing, either change the locks or change the knob and install the latch, or change the orientation of the door and then install the latch and new knobs. I don't know. I need to do a little bit with that door. Basement needs a sump pump. That was one of the things that the home inspector mentioned. I need some consultations, a plumbing consultation, before I finish the plumbing in the downstairs bathroom. Plumbing for the downstairs bathroom needs to be finished. Electrical for the lights that I cut up here. Electrical, I think I might have to run another wire to this, hopefully not, but if I do, then I need to do that. Painting the whole house, painting all of the trim. I don't know if I'm going to paint outside, that's a lot, but I do need a pressure wash outside. Installing flooring on the second floor, sanding, staining, and repairing, refinishing the first floor flooring. And I think that's everything. Oh, painting the kitchen cabinets. That is definitely a thing I need to do. Drywall. I have a lot of drywall to finish repairing, some plaster that I fully took down and I need to replace. The dining room ceiling, I need to decide if I'm going to do ceiling panels and put those up there, or if I'm going to do drywall, or if I'm going to repair the plaster that's there. Not sure, but I need to decide and do something. There's some furniture in this back bedroom that needs to be removed, and the carpet needs to come up back there, and then I can do the flooring. The back stairwell, the servant stairwell, needs the little coverings re-glued. So long list of things to do. Don't know what order I'm gonna do things in. In the bathroom up here specifically, I need to clean the floor. Definitely covering the floors after you finish the tile is a huge good thing to do. I thought maybe that's a little bit overkill, I could just be careful. No, there's little bits of stuff that gets on the tile and then you have to clean it off. And there's little bits of stuff that got in the bathtub. And so I covered it while I was painting, but when I was doing the drywall, I didn't fully cover the bathtub, and there were little bits, just little specks, flecks flying off of the roller that got all over the bathtub. So cleaning that off has been a thing I've been doing whenever I take a shower, which has been very nice to have a shower right here at the house. I don't have to go to the gym. It doesn't take me an hour to go take a shower now, which is super convenient. So again, up here in the bathtub, clean the floor, install the vanity, install the toilet, adjust the feet, adjust the plumbing on the bathtub, cut in some white paint. I used caulking. I have two tubes that look almost exactly the same. They're the same brand. This one is not paintable. The other one, like this one word is the only difference. It says paintable. So I used one that wasn't paintable, and when I went to paint, I discovered that, and so I had to go and re-caulk over it. But that's all done. I just need to cut in the white paint after I've cut in the green paint. I think the texture came out really good. It looks, I am not good with random. I am not good with not a specific pattern. And so I worked really hard to not make a pattern and to not make consistency, and I think it looks really good. The random, not specific, not repeating pattern, I think hides a lot of the flaws in the wall and just embraces the character that's here. So I think the texture looks really good. There's a couple spots on the wall that I feel like they just look perfect. And I'm really excited. Some of them are like in the most notable and prominent places. And I'm like, man, that's just so awesome that they turned out to be like in the best spots. So you'll definitely see them. So some good stuff. And then the texture on the ceiling really, really helps. I could have gone a little heavier on the texture in the ceiling, but it's good. So I finish up the bathroom. I'm not gonna paint the door until I paint all the doors. I'm gonna take all the doors off and then paint the doors when I'm painting the inside, so I'm not gonna worry about the door right now. But the bathroom is pretty much done. I need to move the tub, and that is why I'm not installing the toilet right away, because then it'll make it harder to move the tub. But I figured out how I'm going to move the tub. Like I just need to adjust it a tiny bit, and it's very difficult because it's very heavy, and like I can't position myself to be able to do that. So I have an idea, I know what I'm gonna do, and I need to adjust the feet. I've been working on the feet. So the tub needed to be lifted a little bit in order to leave room for the plumbing, because I made a mistake on the plumbing. So the drain has to come back down. There needs to be a little bit more room for the plumbing underneath the tub. So I needed to lift the tub up. So I have these little blocks that I made, and I just added some air dry clay to make like a little brick pattern on the clay. So it's just a little brick, because there's a dragon foot, right? It's a clawfoot tub, and the dragon is holding this gold ball. So I set the little ball on the little brick and, you know, paint it the same as the foot. It'll look like it all goes together. And I finally have the little steel stick to attach the gold ball to this little brick. So I have those. I'm gonna install that and then move the tub just a tiny bit, adjust the plumbing, because I sort of just dry fit the plumbing. I didn't use Teflon tape or plumber's putty because I wasn't entirely sure about the positioning of the tub, and I didn't know that that was the final setting for it. So I need to go and put those in, and I've been observing to make sure like what things are leaking, what thing is fine, and kind of just holding off on finalizing it till I know everything is completely done. So there's one piece that's leaking, which is great because all it needs is some plumber's putty, and then again the tub needs to be moved just a tiny bit. So otherwise, it's all together and holding it very nicely, functioning very well, which I'm super proud of. It's really cool. Yeah, so those are the things. A lot of things to do. A lot of things to do. I'll probably do a voiceover for all of this, so you don't have to sit here and watch me talk this whole time. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff to do in the house, and it's been a lot, like a whole other thing to learn this level of project management. There's got to be like the big picture. There's got to be the timeline and dependencies. Like I can't do the interior painting until I finish the drywall. I can't be sanding drywall when I've got something that needs to be drying, right? So there's all kinds of things that are dependent. You've got to do them in a certain order. And so even though I might have time to do this and it would be convenient to do this task, I can't do it till I've done this task. And so yeah, there's a lot of that stuff to figure out. So a lot of things to do on the house, and feeling overwhelmed, trying to figure out exactly what the next priority should be. Hesitant to finish this bathroom project because while I was working on it, I knew like this is the next step. This is what I need to do. This is the next step. That's what I need to do. But finishing this project means that I have to move to other projects, and I don't necessarily know what I should be working on next. And so it's intimidating. It's intimidating, and I've been hesitant and feeling overwhelmed. And so as I'm going through this project, learning these new things, I don't always know what I'm doing next, and what I should be doing. So I'm glad to have had the home inspector come and kind of give me an overall list, and most of those things I already knew. There's a couple that I didn't, and so I can deal with those. And it helps, like I've been in this bathroom working on this for like 2 months now, which is a long time. It helps me to kind of figure out where I'm going, to step back and look at the overall, and to kind of change gears. So going this evening to work on pulling lumber from a barn, it's a completely different project. It's a completely different thing, and it's good to kind of get my head out of this one space and be able to work on something else. So that is the stuff going on. That is where my head is. And yeah, so I'm going to continue clearing the hall out, and then go work on the mirror a little bit, and then I think I might go get a coffee and take a little bit of a break before I need to do some work. And then I've got to drive to get to the barn and pull some lumber off of an old barn. I think that'll be such a cool thing too. Old reclaimed barn wood for the decking on the porch. It'll have a nice look to it. I think it'll be cool. So anyways, stuff I'm doing.
Have you ever had all of your plans just thrown out the window? Well, this week I did. I got a ticket in my truck, and I'd been driving my truck because I'd been putting off changing the brakes in my Fiat. So this week, instead of working on house stuff, I kind of had to pivot and work on changing the brakes. So I started thinking that I would get it done pretty quickly, and it was out in the driveway. But it took so long, I had to move it into the carport because it was just going to take too long. Also, I couldn't use a regular lug nut thing because there were special locking lug nuts on it. I had to go get a special piece. Once I had that special piece, it, of course, broke, which was frustrating and stupid. This car had a secret, a new thing for me to deal with and discover with every single tire. And I got very frustrated, and it was very annoying. After I got the first tire off and I changed the brakes, I didn't think they really needed to be changed. They didn't look that bad, but I'm not really a mechanic, so I don't know. I changed them anyway, and I changed the rotors too. And pushed on the little caliper thing, and it went fine. So, trying to get the brakes changed, I called shops and they were like $700 as a rough estimate of where we would start for changing the brakes. That is way too many dollars. So I decided to do it myself. And the brakes themselves, for the slightly upgraded, like ones that screech at you whenever they get low, is like a little over $400, which is a lot better than like $1,000, is what it really sounded like they were going to charge me. But then the back tire had special calipers that needed to be pressed and turned, and that was really annoying. That little tool could only move like 1/8 of a turn every time, so that was really frustrating. I got very irritated, and Vela got very concerned. She stayed by me to keep me company and to try and keep me sane. Let me tell you, this is not my forte. This is also not my favorite car. For complicated reasons, I can't sell it right now, and I have to keep it for another 1.5 or 2 years.
So this little bolt will not align at the same time that this little bolt aligns. I hate this car. Apparently I'm done working on this today because Vela now refuses to leave. She is aware of how upset I am, and she's not going anywhere. So I was gonna knock the last 3 tires out because now I know how to do it, and it's gonna be so easy, and it's such a pain in the neck. And look at this. Look how stupid tight this is. Like, ugh, this is such a crap design. I hate this car. I hate this car.
In the end, I got 2 tires done this week instead of 3. The back tire, the reason that the little piece wouldn't go on was just that the caliper wasn't fully depressed, and so it wasn't able to slide into position. It took me like one of those sleepless night realizations to come to understanding what happened. But in the meantime, I was frustrated and Vela was very concerned. So I took a break for a little while and then went back to working on it and was able to get the tire into place and turn around for the other side, which I'll work on next week.
Moo, why are you upset? You come in here, I'll be friendly. Be friendly to the doggonos. Mertuti, why you're upset, Kit Kat? Hi. Hi, Mertuti. Won't you come here? Hi. Why are you upset, Kit Kat? Why are you upset? I'm talking and not talking to you. Now what's going on? Okay. I'm gonna go up there. I'm gonna sit on that ledge. Just carry. Okay. Come down. Okay. I'm gonna go back to doing my thing. And so, yeah, there's a lot of that stuff to figure out. You're so pretty. Why did you get up? Did you get up just brushing some again?
Thank you so much for watching the video. Please do like and subscribe. It really helps the channel as I'm still growing and learning YouTube. I appreciate to hear from you guys on any comments, any feedback that you have. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I hope you'll come back next week and see what I'm up to. Bye.
You such a good girl. Yes, you are. You totally defeated that vacuum. You're such a good girl. Okay, all done. You the victor.